Thanks for joining us on Connection this week. Dennis King. Each week we come in with different organizations and individuals to talk about what's going on around our broadcast area, and we have some wonderful groups, and we really enjoy talking to them, find out what all they're doing to help you and help others in our viewing area. Stay with us, be back in a moment, and we've got actually two individuals and a young lady with us, if you might go along with that, to talk about the Ozark Humane Society right after this.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence. Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our guest for the first half of the show today from the Ozark Humane Society, and we do appreciate it. Michelle Roust, and along with Kay Waters and Laura. Is that correct?
That's right.
Laura's with them today. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Ozark Humane Society in general, but then we're going to get into a couple of fundraising events coming up, and we do appreciate you coming in. Michelle, in your particular case too, we've talked many times, and you've kind of had all kinds of fundraisers. And I come down to the studio a while ago. Michelle's sitting on the step. She's visiting one of our local cats that hangs out here, so she is definitely an animal lover.
I did befriend a cat right before I walked in. It was a very nice cat.
Well, it hangs out here, and it's well fed, as you can see.
Yes, she looks well fed.
and then, Kay, you'll like this. I said, Michelle, you have several animals at your house, and she said, yes, I'm just one under what I'll need to get a permit for a shelter if I get one more. So
there's a vacancy, she said, I believe.
She's real close to having that back.
Hopefully my husband is watching, and so he...
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, put him on the spot. That'll be good.
Let's talk just a minute, if we can, about the Humane Society. Maybe, Kay, I know you have a lot of animals out there, and certainly need help moving these animals to a very good home. And here's a good example. Laura here is she's a very fat dog, and but now you think she might belong to someone.
Oh, for sure. We're not sure of the circumstances. She was brought to us by the city, but she clearly has been taken care of and fed and babied, and she whines. Oh, there she goes.
She takes frequent naps.
She just lay down. She whines and cries for her family. We noticed that not all the dogs do that, and many don't at the shelter because they haven't been adopted yet, and that's the only home they've had until they're adopted. But this dog cries at the shelter for her family. It's possible perhaps she was dropped off in the city by somebody that was traveling through and they didn't know she got away, or perhaps an older member of the family's dog and somebody passed and they didn't know what to do with her. But she's a very sweet little dog. She's not real super young. We think she's a couple of years old and has been in a family for a while, but she's one of our older dogs that we get oftentimes, perhaps, as I said, when an older member of the community dies and the family doesn't have any place to go with the dog, with the owner's dog if they pass, and sometimes we end up with those animals. Yeah. So we have a variety of dogs and cats at our shelter based on reasons like this.
Let me throw this out too. If you happen to be out there and you're watching the show and maybe you know someone that's lost an animal, before you give up, go to the Humane Society and check them out, because many times it's very difficult for them to find where these animals came from, and they may actually be lost. And so, and you can, and they have a website. You can look on their website. And if you have a cat missing or a dog missing, don't give up hope until you check with the Humane Society, because they get turned in. They don't know where they come from. They may not have a collar on or identification many times, unfortunately.
That's correct. And we do what we can. We're working on getting a frequent asked question to me is, what are we doing to get our animals up on Pet Finder or Adopt a Pet? And we are working to get that done. We're taking pictures now. It's rather challenging for the manpower to do that, because you have to download all the photos along with the animals' information in that on both sites, or at least one of them we'd like to get up and running. But we're going to get that done. Meantime, our Facebook page is a really, really good option to go and look, because we had Laura posted on our Facebook page real recently because she does whine, and we thought she might locate her owner through our Facebook page. We have done that, and we've adopted animals based on postings we've made there.
Good.
So we do the best we can, and we're going to get them up on an adoption site shortly.
Well, you do a wonderful job. I must tell you, I'm a pet lover myself, and I can't stand to see pets out there that are roaming around and nobody cares. And I know both of you and Michelle,
Yes.
and I know that you're a pet lover by all means. You're going to have to either get a bigger house or move out in the country somewhere. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But anyway, if you can help, I know one thing that's always important before we get into the fundraising part, which obviously they need money always. But if you'd like to volunteer,
Yes.
they need volunteers.
Absolutely.
I mean, and no matter how much time they can give.
That's correct. And we have a number of groups that call us and volunteer. We've got groups lined up to come out and do in October, to do everything from helping us do some painting to helping us do some cleaning up of our flower beds, and even walking dogs for a couple of hours while they're there. And so if you are an individual, or you have a child that, say, is over 10 years old and can help do something, we need people to help fold papers. We need need people to help volunteer at fundraisers, which are usually actually fun, as well as adopt-a-thons.
Yeah.
I did a Tractor Supply adopt-a-thon just this weekend, and it would have been great to have had someone there with me. Various things we do. We did the Balloon Fest. So we're always trying to create a community awareness of what we provide to the community, which is a huge service for these animals and for people who are losing animals or looking to find a lost animal or adopt a dog or cat. So we always want people to know we're there and try to complete that community awareness through these kinds of things, and would love to have volunteers help us with that.
I know you do, and if somebody maybe doesn't have the time, if you can make us any kind of donation, then they certainly appreciate any donation that you might make. And they always need, of course, dog food and treats and that type of stuff. So help out when you can.
And also volunteering, I might add, if you want to volunteer at our thrift shop, that's very helpful as well.
Cause for Paws.
Yes, Miss Kay Snow is our manager down there, and she would love to talk to you about volunteering, and she sort of oversees who she can work with there and has their schedule. So all those folks down there are volunteers that work with Kay.
Yeah.
So anytime you would want to volunteer to come down there, I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Right. And if you haven't been in the thrift store, they do a fantastic job of getting everything out. It's clean. They orderly. They get all types of things, and 100% stays right here and goes to the Ozark Humane Society. Not many organizations. Obviously, a percentage goes to a national organization, but not here. Okay, we got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
We're going to switch over to Michelle. Let's talk about a couple of fundraisers.
Okay,
coming
sounds
up.
great.
First one's actually this week.
Yes, the first one is actually this week, which and Kay may have to help me out on this one. But the first one is this Thursday night at Dixie Cafe, and I want to say beginning at 5 p.m. Is that right?
4 p.m. to 9.
That's why
4
Kay
p.m. to
may
9
need
p.m.
to. Yeah, this one's not my area of expertise like trivia and that is, but no, that's okay.
This one's real simple. It's Dixie Cafe has partnered with the Ozark Humane Society, and they will give 20% of the proceeds. If you go have a meal there, they'll give 20% of your purchase to the Ozark Humane Society with the presentation of this flyer. The flyers are on our Facebook page. You can show your server the flyer on your cell phone, or excuse me, on your smartphone if you'd like, and it's on our Facebook page. You can print it off our Facebook page by downloading and then printing, or you can pick a flyer up, a paper flyer up at Hudson's Grocery, at Tractor Supply, at Powell Feeds, or the Cause for Paws thrift store. They have them as well.
So all they need to do is just give them a copy, and they get in the whatever meal they purchase, 20% goes to
That's
the
correct.
That's
so
a great deal.
You get a good meal. Dixie supplies us with some dollars after the event in a check, and it's between 4 and 9 this Thursday, the 21st.
Good. Now, to you, Michelle.
Trivia night.
Trivia night. Tell us about it.
October 17th is the 4th annual Trivia Night fundraiser, and it is such a fun event. And for anyone who has been there, I feel like everyone who comes.
How many years now?
This is the fourth. This will be the fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah, and the third. This will be the third one that I've helped plan.
Right. Okay.
And it's just such a fun event. What we really need for Trivia Night is people who just love to have fun and want to help animals and come out and answer some trivia questions. This will be the first year that we've done themed trivia rounds. So each round will be themed this year. The last round will be like a wild card round. It'll be just general trivia. So if you want to have a team, get as many friends as you can, up to 10 people. And it's $200 for a team. For the entire team. If you can get 10, that's just $20 a person.
Right.
And reach out to me. If you get in contact with the shelter, that's okay. They'll get you to me. But if you can get to me, I'm just going to share my cell number, which is 870-688-2285. Call or text me, and I'll get you signed up for a team. It's a super fun event, and we're so close to beating our record number of teams. We're only a couple of teams away from that. So
we want to beat the record.
We would love to beat the record. We beat it every year, so I want to keep setting the bar higher. If you cannot participate and you still want to help out, you can sponsor questions at the event, meaning that when that question pops up on the screen, your name or your business would appear there, and we'll announce that you sponsored that question. It's $25 to do that, or 3 questions for $50.
Wow.
And then the last thing, of course, is we have door prizes at the event, and people can buy raffle tickets. So if you can't sponsor monetarily, or you can't be there to participate, if you have an item you'd want to donate from an individual, from a business, to be raffled off at the event, that's another way you can help out.
Can they drop it off at your store if they have something?
They can drop it off
Wonders?
at Nature's Wonders. If you get it to Nature's Wonders or to the thrift store, Cause for Paws, either way, we'll make sure that it gets there to the event. Yes.
And you're having food, some kind of food?
We have food there. Yes, we have pizza, and then we've always got different. The food doesn't come from Nature's Wonders.
It's not healthy.
We've got different, yes, but really, Little Caesars is always so. They've every year, I think. I for the first year, I'm pretty sure too. But every year that I've done it, Little Caesars has donated pizza for the event, and it's really awesome that they do that. So they donate it, and we sell it at the event as an additional way to raise money for the shelter, and then drinks as well. And Laura, so that'll be available at 6:30 p.m. October 17th at the Quality Inn Convention Center.
And I know everybody I've ever talked to about this event that they went there said they had a blast.
And every year I'm learning, so I'm making it better and better. So it's just, I would encourage people to participate. It's so fun.
Trivia competition.
Yes.
And fun.
Yes, fun competition.
Good. Well, that sounds like a fun event. Again, the Ozark Humane Society, what a wonderful job they do, and basically volunteer operated. And so here's 2 events. Don't forget about them. One's coming up actually, this Thursday, September 21st, 4 to 9. If you go to Dixie Cafe, anything you eat there, 20% goes to the Ozark Humane Society during that 4 to 9 time frame. But the other event, Trivia Night, get involved in some trivia, have a good time, Michelle and all the group there. And bragging rights is a big deal here. Huge. Isn't that right, Michelle?
Very much. The defending champions will be there this year to defend their title, and I believe that they've won 2 times.
Okay,
yes.
great.
So they've.
Thank you.
They're going to be there defending their title.
Thank you both for coming in today, Laura. I hope Laura finds her home, or finds a good home somewhere. I know she will. What a great dog.
Yes,
well behaved.
She's a good girl.
Thanks for joining us on the first half of the show. Stay with us. We have 2 ladies come in to talk about another important program going on here. They need your help on Connection.
Here's another satisfied client from Dental Creations of Harrison.
My husband and I both needed to have dentures. I had looked online and we saw a picture of Wanda, just something about her. I thought this is the place we're going to do. And I called in and spoke with Dave, and he was just tremendous. He answered every single question the first call and told us what our copay would be. It was just an awesome experience.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the show this week. Our second half of the show has to do with a group of people trying to put in Hope Cottages, which is a transitional facility for homeless women and children. And they put a lot of work into it, but there's still a long way to go. Shirley Smothers, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate you coming in to talk to us. Dolly couldn't be with us today, but that's okay. You've been involved in this from the beginning, so you know all about it. Maybe just for the viewing audience to start with, tell a little bit kind of how you started this whole process and what it means.
Well, a couple of years ago, some of the people in this community and myself got together and decided we needed a shelter. So we're working on a women and children's transitional shelter, and we are going to be refurbishing what used to be the old St. John's daycare facility here in town. And we're now at the point where we are ready to start fundraising, so that's kind of what this is all about today. If we can get enough funding together by January, we will start remodeling the old St. John's daycare facility. We did receive a grant it was $87,000, and then we have a $50,000 matching grant, and we already have $16,000 toward the $50,000 matching grant. So we are still trying. What we're trying to do now is raise the remaining monies that we need between the 16 and the 50.
So you've got someone offered to give you $50,000 if you could come up. If you could raise
matching grant, correct? It's a matching grant. So whatever we can raise, they're going to match it up to $50,000. So
and you need the 50.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So we think that if we can get the funds raised, then we'll be ready to start January or February remodeling this transitional shelter.
Before we get into the fundraising activity that you have coming up, maybe everybody out there doesn't realize the extent of homeless, just maybe in Boone County and even in the you're involved in charge of in the Harrison School District of homeless children and their families and so forth. Talk a little bit about that. Just maybe I didn't want to put you on the spot as far as numbers go, but just to let people know it's a major problem.
It really is. I could fill the transitional shelter up today if we had that in place. I've had several families come to me that are homeless, and we've been able to put them up in hotels or motels or different places here in town, or they've had to leave town because they didn't have a place to live. And just when I came back to work this morning, I was listening to some of my voice messages, and one of them was actually someone had left me a message that they had a family with 4 children that were homeless, and had left me a message, reaching out to me. People know that I deal with a lot of the homeless families, and so I get a lot of calls like that from this community and other communities surrounding us, and so it's a big problem. And I think it would be a great place for a family to stay for 3 months, help them get back on their feet and establish a job and a place to live, and get them back into being productive citizens. Because when you're homeless, it's everything, you're just in survival mode. And I work with these families, and I see that it's really hard for them to keep their kids in school, for them to maintain a job if you're homeless. Your concerns are not, you're just worried about having a roof over your head. So, just
as an example, in the school district, the Harrison School District, at any one time, under considered homeless, How many children would you be dealing with?
Last week, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday when I did my report, I had 160 children. So,
that's just in the Harrison School District.
And I ended last year at 148, and I've had several families moving in from Montana. They've lost their homes out in Montana, and they're just, and people ask me, well, why did they move here? Well, if they happen to know anyone, then that's where they'll go. And sometimes they may know someone that lived in Harrison or in Omaha or Valley or somewhere, just someone that they might know in the area. So it kind of gives them a sense of being. If you've lost your home, you're going to reach out and try to find someone that can help you. And I know families try to do what they can, but it's trying to help homeless families is a big project.
The cottages that you're wanting to establish. It's the old Lutheran church, is
yes.
that
St. John's Daycare.
St. John's Daycare, part of the
right.
Lutheran church.
Right.
And so how many cottages are you hoping?
There'll be 8.
Be 8 cottages.
Mm-hmm. And we already have them all sponsored, and sponsorship means that we have churches and individuals that are sponsoring the cottages, and they will put up $1,500 at the beginning of the project, and then they'll pay $500 a month, and they have all signed a lease with us to support the cottages. And we've divided the cost of the upkeep of the cottages between the 8 individuals, and so that's how we will be supporting the cottages. We're running it underneath the 501(c) down at the House of Hope. It's a nonprofit, so that's how we're going to be operating it. We may eventually establish the 501(c) for the cottages, but right now we're just going to utilize theirs.
It was, and a lot of people have heard some about the House of Hope, which is more, operational as daytime, and people go in there, and obviously these people need help, and the staff there, they try to help them locate housing, jobs, medical assistance, food, whatever. But did it kind of start from that same nucleus? Is that kind of the thought process for the Hope Cottages? It with the same people. I know you involved.
Right. It was a couple of us down there that we've been working together, and it's it's a community problem.
Right.
We all own the problem, and I know there's no one answer for it. There's no one fix for it, and I think it's just a way that we can respond to a problem in our community. And the problem that we're going to have is just not going to be big enough. It's only 8 cottages. It will house 8 mothers, and I foresee up to 24 to 32 children at a time in this setting. So that's a lot of kids. But every 3 months, you're going to be rotating a family out and moving another 3 family in. So it's going to serve a lot of children and mothers in our community, and that's a big thing. And like I said, I tell everyone the only problem that I have is it's just not going to be big enough. It will be full day one, and people pass information on to me all the time about monies for different type of homeless shelters. I just received one via email. It was about some type of grant for veterans to house homeless veterans. It was a grant. And right now I laugh because I'm like, I'm only tackling this problem right now.
Right.
I can't take that one up.
One at a time.
Right.
I think it's obviously there's a big need out there, and a lot of people don't probably realize the need. We're not a big city. We're a fairly small town here, and places all over the country have the same problems. Some communities take it upon themselves to tackle this problem and try to do something about it. But it's good that you and the other individuals that have sponsored this thing continue to work toward it. Okay, we got about 5 minutes left. You got a fundraising event coming up, and they need money. She's just talking about a matching grant. If they can, whatever they can come up with, up to $50,000, this person or persons will give them that money, and they really need it to get this going. September the 30th, if you want to kind of tell a little bit about it.
On September the 30th at the new high school auditorium, we're going to have a fundraiser. We're going to have JoJo Jeffries. She will be doing part of the entertainment. She has over 40 years of experience. She's traveled all over the world. At one time, she was the only female singer with the Memphis Jazz Orchestra. She has sang with Tony Bennett in the Memphis Country Club. We also will have Ron Wayne Atwood. He's a country singer, and he's going to be bringing a country band along with him. And he has sang with Bill Haley and the Comets.
Cool.
And then opening will be our own James White.
Everybody knows James
so
White.
So he will be opening, and we're pretty excited about this. But the doors will open at 6 o'clock. We're going to start out with a silent auction. We have over $6,000 worth of items that's been donated for our silent auction.
Wow.
And one of the things that we have several really nice art pieces. That there's a lot of things that's going to be going on that evening. But I'm really excited about the donated items. I've been able to look through some of it, and I'm saving my money.
So you'll have door prizes.
Right, we're going to have door prizes. We're going to have the silent auction. The music will start at 7. The doors open at 6. We're going to allow bidding to happen between 6 and 7. And then at 9 o'clock, the music will be over, and then we'll be handing out the silent auction items. We're also going to have free refreshments.
Very good.
We're going to it's going to be a great time. And I tell everyone, if you can't attend, then if you're interested in, contacting the House of Hope, you can mail in a check or contact me, and I can give you some more information on that. My phone number is 577-5635, and I'll direct you where to send the funds to if you're not going to be able to make it to the
event.
Yeah, there's a Razorback football game that day, and I told everyone we were trying to decide a date, and I said you can't ever hit a day that something's not going on, but it's going to be worth attending because we're going to have some great music, and I think the art club at Harrison, the Harrison High School art club is going to be featuring. They're going to set up some pictures out in the lobby as well, and I believe the Harrison band may be playing some in it as well. So we've got a lot of things going on that evening. I'm really excited about it. Dolly Garrison was able to find JoJo Jeffries, and she's heard her perform before, and she said she's wonderful entertainment. So we're really delighted to be able to get her to come to Harrison, Arkansas. It's going to be a great evening.
Well, I'm a big Razorback fan, but the way they played against TCU last time, this might be a more exciting event since they're taking on Texas A&M. I'll just throw that out there for those Razorback fans that are not real happy right now.
I'm also going to tell everyone about our website. It's www.hopecottagesharrison.org.
Okay.
And you can go to our website now and look and kind of see what we're doing with our project. We just got our website up, and it's kind of still in the works, but they're doing a great job. We have someone that's been working on it for us.
I saw some stuff on there, and actually got some visuals on there, and it does tell the story of why and where they're going and so forth. So. And if you
want to drop a check off for this project, you can also drop it off down at the House of Hope.
Okay.
And just make your check out to Hope Cottages.
Okay.
So it will go into that fund because we have 2 separate funds down there as well. And if you want more information, just call me at that phone number, or you can go down to the House of Hope and talk to Bill Knipe about it.
A lot of people. Well, it's obviously a project that the community needs, would affect a lot of people, the homeless families, women and children that need a helping hand. And transitional housing means it's not long term, but 3 months can get them stabilized and get them on the way, and hopefully progress as they go. Don't forget, September 30th, 6 till 10 p.m. It'll be at the new Performing Arts Center at Harrison High School, and this event is for the Hope Cottages. They're going to have door prizes and a lot of fun, and obviously the silent auction, over 6,000 items. That's a lot of items. So go help them out. Make a donation if you can. Any little bit would be appreciated. Shirley, thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it. Good luck with your upcoming event, and good luck with the Hope Cottages.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Connection this week. We'll see you again next time.
KTKO Channel 8 Harrison. Local television worth watching.